In the gleaming corridors of Danish palaces and the carefully staged public appearances of King Frederik X and Queen Mary, a captivating story of admiration and division quietly unfolds. While headlines and statistics trumpet the couple's stunning 85% approval rating, there exists a more complex, and increasingly uneasy, undercurrent rippling through the fabric of Danish society. This is not just a tale of royalty, it's a revealing portrait of a nation torn between admiration for its monarchy and a growing desire to question what lies behind the polished curtain. For many Danes, King Frederik and Queen Mary represent the very essence of modern royalty, elegant, composed, and seemingly in touch with the people. Their fairy tale love story, from a Tasmanian commoner and a crown prince to Denmark's reigning monarchs, has captivated hearts for decades. Their appearances are often met with applause, their gestures scrutinized with affection, and their family viewed as symbols of stability in a fast-changing world. But as the royal carriage rolls forward, cracks are appearing on the golden wheels. Whispers of public dissatisfaction have begun to seep into media discourse and private conversations. While the royal couple enjoys strong institutional acceptance, social media threads, editorial pieces, and even academic discussions suggest that all may not be as harmonious as it seems. Critics argue that this 85% approval figure, often paraded as a sign of unity, masks a broader public that is increasingly divided, not in their reverence for the couple's personal charm, but in their questioning of the monarchy's role, privilege, and relevance in the 21st century. This duality, love for the individuals and skepticism of the institution, creates a dramatic tension that is shaping the current narrative of the Danish monarchy. Queen Mary, often praised for her philanthropic work and glamorous diplomacy, is also subtly critiqued for appearing distant from the day-to-day struggles of the average citizen. Her fashion choices are applauded internationally, yet sometimes provoke domestic murmurs about spending and symbolism. Likewise, King Frederik's transformation from a playful, sporty prince to a sober monarch has been mostly well received, but not without its detractors. Some feel that despite his visible efforts, he is still bound by a royal image that is increasingly viewed as outdated and out of step with modern democratic values. The shifting winds can be felt strongest among younger Danes. While older generations remain largely loyal to the crown, having grown up with Queen Margrethe's long and respected reign, millennials and Gen Z Danes are proving less enamored with the idea of monarchy itself. In an era where transparency and equality are deeply valued, the concept of inherited privilege is starting to lose its sheen. This doesn't mean they dislike King Frederik or Queen Mary, it means they are asking harder questions about the system they represent. Even among monarchists, there's an undeniable yearning for deeper authenticity. Many feel the couple's public appearances, though elegant and well-managed, often lack spontaneity. There is a subtle craving for rawness, a moment where the king or queen might break away from script, show vulnerability, or confront societal challenges head-on. Instead, some events are seen as overly ceremonial, disconnected from the urgent realities of economic stress, housing shortages, or cultural tensions in Denmark today. It's not just the younger public stirring the pot. Scholars and political commentators have begun dissecting the monarchy's constitutional role with renewed vigor. While Denmark remains a constitutional monarchy, and the king's powers are largely symbolic, there's growing discussion about whether even that symbolism holds relevance. Why maintain a figurehead when real power lies with elected officials? And more importantly, how can such a figurehead evolve to reflect the inclusiveness and diversity that modern Denmark aspires to? To their credit, King Frederik and Queen Mary have made visible attempts to modernize their image. From supporting LGBTQ+ rights to attending climate summits, they've tried to align themselves with contemporary causes. Yet, even these moves are not immune to scrutiny. Some argue these gestures are more performative than transformative, polished for media consumption rather than born from deep-rooted change. Others counter that such steps, no matter how small, still represent progress within an institution steeped in tradition. But herein lies the emotional storm swirling beneath the surface, admiration tinged with unease, loyalty shadowed by skepticism. When King Frederik took the throne earlier this year, the pageantry and emotion surrounding the abdication of Queen Margrethe and the ascension of her son evoked genuine national pride. Crowds gathered, flags waved, and voices cheered. Yet behind the celebrations, a quieter conversation began. Would Frederik be the king who finally redefined what it means to wear the crown? Would he usher in a new age of openness, or would he retreat into the safe and comfortable cocoon of tradition? The question of public perception becomes even more intriguing when viewed through the lens of Queen Mary's unique background. As an Australian-born commoner, her very entry into royalty was seen as a refreshing deviation from the norm. Yet over time, critics argue she has become more royal than the royals, adapting to her role so perfectly that she now seems far removed from the down-to-earth woman the public once related to. This transformation, while elegant and polished, has also fed the narrative that the monarchy, no matter how modern it tries to be, will always revert to exclusivity. Financial transparency is another flashpoint. With growing scrutiny on how public funds are allocated, citizens are increasingly demanding more accountability from the royal household. In recent years, media outlets have highlighted the costs associated with royal events, overseas tours, and maintenance of palatial residences. Supporters argue that the monarchy brings immense value through tourism, diplomacy, and national branding. Detractors ask whether that value justifies the expense in an era of economic strain and social inequality. There are emotional currents at play too. For some, the monarchy is a cherished part of their identity, a link to Denmark's rich history, traditions, and cultural values. For others, it represents a barrier to a more egalitarian future, a reminder that not everyone starts life on equal footing. The division is not always loud or hostile. It's often subtle, reflected in eye rolls at royal headlines, in quiet sighs during national ceremonies, in skipped television broadcasts of royal speeches. But it is real, and it's growing. The monarchy is walking a tightrope between reverence and relevance, symbolism and substance, image and integrity. For King Frederik and Queen Mary, the journey ahead will demand not just charm and ceremonial grace, but courageous reflection. To maintain their people's trust, they may need to peel back the layers of perfection and engage in a more raw, honest dialogue with the nation. Because in today's world, glossy portraits and staged smiles can no longer cover the full story. Beneath the 85% lies a truth more complex than numbers alone can reveal. It is a mirror held up to Danish society, one that reflects both pride and pain, unity and unrest, admiration and ambivalence. As the royal couple steps further into the spotlight, their greatest challenge may not be winning the people's love. It may be proving they still deserve it. Would you still believe in the fairy tale if you saw the cracks in the crown? Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe for more exclusive royal updates and emotional deep dives into the world's most captivating monarchies.